Hello guys, welcome back. This is Paula, and today is going to be our second video for working on the pink Christmas journal, which is turning out very, very pretty. I know some of you aren't into pink, but just the style and the size of it, I like the size of it. It's like a 9x6, so it's bigger than what we've been working on. So, as usual, I don't have a plan. So I thought we would make a couple clips, take and make some clips to clip into the book. Now, these, you just take the tags and we repurpose them into clips for your book. And it's real easy. I don't know if I've ever shown you guys this before on video, but we're about to try it and see what happens. So I'm thinking we could start off with either we'll use this punch. Let me raise my camera just a moment. I want to make sure you guys can see what's going on here. I'm sorry, it's going to be adjusted just a moment. There we go. Did you hear that click? That's why it wasn't staying in place. Now you should be able to see. Okay, it was moving around. Not that it might not, but we'll hope. Anyway, I don't know if this piece of paper is big enough, but I'm going to slide it in backwards here and see, and hope that it is. I want to make, I've got bigger paper, but of course it's too easy to put the bigger paper in. Let me grab a piece. I just wanted that particular paper, but we have another piece of it here. Okay, so slide your paper in, punch your shape, and I think we'll make two this shape. Just because, why not? Why not? Why not? Here's another pink, but it's different than that one. Listen, this is a lot of pink. As my sister would probably say, Pepto-Bismol pink. I know when she sees it, she's going to say, that looks like Pepto-Bismol, you know. Okay, so we're going to ink these little shapes. I like to do different types of clips. And I thought we could use this shape. I thought it would look cute. So that's what we'll do. Now, this paper here kind of reminds me of little snowflakes. So maybe we can put a snowflake or something on here. Like, see, even just as simple as that is cute. But that gold just doesn't look that great with it, does it? Let's see if we have some white lace over here. I know I have some pink lace, but white lace with white snowflake, I kind of like it, guys. I gotta be honest. And maybe we can stick like a button or something that has some color. The thing is this is an odd shape, so it's not like we could shape it unless we put it on the back and kind of pulled it forward and kind of tightened it a little bit so you could see the shape. That's what we'll do. Be amazed at what you can do if you just think about it for a second and be determined, huh? I usually am pretty determined. I'm trying to take the lid off my glue right now. Okay, so you want it to be pulled tight though, because that's the only way to get that little pointed section to kind of show. And it's not actually going to show, but it's going to give you the illusion that it is, because you have them on both of the other sides, and so it's making us think it is. And I'm going to cut that off and let it glue a little bit, or let it dry, I guess I should say. Okay, now I've got to dry my fingers. We could put a little bit of ink along the outside of this just to kind of make it stand out, but you wouldn't really see pink, and it's not going to work anyway. It doesn't want to do that. It says no, I am not going to cooperate in that happening. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we can either put it in the middle, which looks cute too, but it kind of hides our little points. If we put it over here on the side, let me grab my buttons. We have a choice of doing either a pink button or a white button. Let's see what the white button would look like first. Let me move you in a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Be nice if we had a white button with pink on it, wouldn't it? I'm just kind of digging through buttons here on this side, guys. Oh, look what I just found. How about a little snowman button? He's cute. We'll use him. Definitely want to use him. Okay. It's amazing what you can find when you just start digging, huh? I found some mittens the other day, and they were cute. And but I like to put twine in my buttons, so we will, while it's still drying, we're going to put some twine in here. If I can get my fingers to work like usual. Okay, there we go. Down, down, down. I don't know how this got mixed in with the white. Once upon a time, I did all my buttons different colors so it was easier to look for them instead of having to pour them all out on the table. And it has made a huge difference, but some of my Christmas ones got in there somehow. I have so much glue in my hands, it's hard to... I've been gluing the things that we did last time into the book. I got the book inked and sewn, and now I've put the things that we worked on last time in, so I thought, well, we'll just do another Create With Me video. I think I just tied a bow around the Santa's head. Yes, I did. Was not expecting to do that. There we go. Okay. Cut off the strings. All right. And now we got to glue this snowflake down. We'll just put a little bit in the middle and then just like a drop or so on each leg of the snowman. I don't know what they're called. I guess it's called snowman. Not snowman, but snowflake. Don't listen to me. I'm just a scatterbrain today. You know how you have those days when you're wanting to say right and you say left? You're wanting to say left and you say right? That's one of those days for me today. My husband went to pick my daughter up in Cincinnati yesterday. He rode down with my grandson's daddy, which is my daughter's husband, so they could swap out at the hospital, taking care of our sweet Charlie. And so we're getting good reports. Yay. And we're still waiting on the most vital test, and it won't be in until Wednesday. So pray that this whole thing has just been a virus or something. We don't know that for sure, but how wonderful would that be if it was? Okay, so we're going to put a pin on one of these, and I usually put the biggest pin, you know, on the side that I want to point out, which will be the side that's white. Okay, just like, oh, well, it's pretty bad when you've done it 3 times now. This is 4. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Nope, still did it wrong. Okay, 5 times it took me to get that paper clip on there like I wanted it. Now, and then you take a second paper, a ticket, and you ink it down really well. And we're going to attach it to the one with the paper clip. The side of the paper clip where the paper clip is small. Okay. And just match them up. Hold it for a second. These are nice to use in your books because you can clip a page open, you can clip something up, or you can just use them for whatever works for you. And this clip is going to show on the back, and this portion is going to be glued to our item that we're making. So I gotta wipe a little bit of this glue off my fingers. There we go. My wipey is almost dry. So I'm gonna get a dry one. I mean a wet one. See, there I go. I guess it's opposite day. That's what my kids used to call it, when you couldn't say the right thing and everything you said had to be opposite. I wish they were back at that age playing opposite day. But now they get to play it with their own kids. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to fill this up with glue. And you want it to be, you want the glue to really be a little heavier than normal because your button and so forth is heavier than your ticket. Although your ticket's pretty heavy with that clip on it now. So it just will be better if you make it a little heavier. And then you just lay it over. There's no perfect or wrong, there's no wrong way to do it. So if you want to push your clip up where people can see that it's a clip, you can do that. But try not to push your ticket portion up. I don't usually worry about it because people figure it out pretty quick. And you will get messy. Okay, and then you're going to let this dry really good. And we'll make a second one. Because who wants just one? On the second one, I thought we punched out another one. Oh, there it is. Hello. Let's go ahead and glue this part together while we're in the process. Put your largest portion of your paper clip on the white side. And if you want to leave it sticking up, this is the point you want to do it. So we'll do this one up. And just in case the recipient doesn't know. And you could put the glue on either side of your ticket. You know, like the last one I glued, I did the opposite of how I normally do it because it really doesn't matter. But I like to weigh my paper clip down really well with plenty of glue so it didn't come out of there. Okay. Alrighty. So, starting on Thursday of next week, this next Thursday, I will be closing my shop for a week, and I will be gone for a week. What you guys don't know is that I'm going to Cleveland Hospital to have some tests run, and I've been waiting a long time for these appointments, and I'm going to be seeing 2 specialists. One is a rheumatologist, because I have autoimmune issues, and I don't know exactly what all will take place. I know they're going to at least do x-rays and review. They've reviewed all my records already, because they wouldn't even make the appointment before doing that. So, yes, that will be, I'm going to rip some music sheet. That will be what I'll be doing while I'm gone. And I'm also, a year ago, October, this past October, it was 1 year, I had a complete tear of my rotator cuff. And within and I'm very gentle and careful. The only thing I do is craft. I can't do much of anything else because both my shoulders are torn. But I had my dominant arm, which is my right arm, fixed. And ink up your music, Edge. It retore. And how, we don't know. But the doctor had told my husband when he came out of surgery that my shoulder, the tissue in my shoulder was very, very thin. And that he didn't feel like I had much of a chance of it holding. And he was right, you know, because in 4 months, it was back like it was to start with, only probably worse, because I know the pain is worse. But I'm going to put a little bit of this doily on here. I'm trying to think if I want us to go ahead and put another snowflake and just do this one different. That's kind of cute, isn't it? Let's just do that. Anyway, so my husband did tons of research because my shoulder doctor here in town told me that only had a 50% chance if he went in and tried to fix it again. He said he thought it would be more than a 50% chance that it would just tear again. So, and the more you try to operate on it, the worse it is every time. So I am, my husband researched, and he found what's supposed to be at Cleveland Hospital, a world-renowned orthopedic shoulder surgeon. So we will see how great he is. And he's supposed to be able to take care of shoulders that are difficult. And I don't know what he would do different, but my husband felt like we were going to see the other doctor for my autoimmune. Why not get an appointment while we're there and just stay an extra day? So that's what we're doing. And I'm hoping that he can do something for me because, you know, I'm in pain a lot because my shoulder, it has a complete tear, and my other shoulder has 3/4 of a tear. And so, yeah, it's lovely. And so, you know, we're trying to also determine with my rheumatologist. I have a lot of autoimmune problems, but I do not have rheumatoid arthritis, and my doctor here thinks that he thinks that I might have lupus, but he can't guarantee that I have lupus because I don't have rheumatoid arthritis, but I also have what's called mixed connective tissue disease and positive ANA. And all of those are things that you have whenever you have lupus. But I have Raynaud's, I have Sjogren's, I have mixed connective tissue disease, I have thyroid disease. I have like 5 or 6 autoimmune problems, plus I have fibromyalgia. So you just have to keep a good attitude when you're me. But I just keep on keeping on. I try not to let it get me down. But I decided, until I went to see the best, I would never know if there was something else that could be done. And my primary care doctor referred me, and my cardiologist and several other doctors that I go to, all of them said they thought I was making a really good decision by doing that and trying to get some answers that I can't seem to get here. So, you know how it is when you go into the doctor. You get 5 minutes if you're lucky. Oh, this one turned out cute, guys. Look at that. So that's the second one. This is the first one. So we have 2 clips, and it takes a while for those to dry. So don't put them in your book until you know they're ready. Okay. Now, anyway, I just told you that to let you know that I will be, my store will be closed, and my last video will probably be Wednesday or Thursday of next week. And so, I'll only be gone for like 1 week, and I'll be back. So if you click the little bell on down below where it says subscribe under the video, it will notify you when I'm back. And I hope you'll go and watch some of my old videos, and if you haven't had a chance to see those, I have this little file folder. It's made out of cardstock, and I had to cut a bigger one, so I think what we'll do is cover this portion here with some music. If I can find some music big enough. I know I had a big piece over here the last time we worked, but we will see what we can come up with, even if we have to put 2 pieces on there. I'm looking for my biggest one. Okay, now, I thought what we would do, I'm not going to get my tear tool out since there's half of it's already has been torn. So I thought we would kind of cover this side, or this top part, with some music sheet, and maybe this other side with some music sheet as well. And I kind of did it like this so we can just kind of, you know what's strange is, this is going to sound silly, but I'm trying to make it fit up into that tab, is one of these music sheets is yellow, more yellow than the other, so I'm going to get a different one, because it's pretty obvious on this white that they don't match. And I'm just you know, doing kind of like a collage with the music sheet, so it kind of looks like it was on purpose. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, and then maybe we'll put one more right here. Yeah. Just like that. Now, I do want to ink it, and so that you can see the differences, but not super much, just super much. Not very much, just the edges. That way, people can distinguish the difference when they look at it. Now, this is this going to be what we've done before? It's not the exact thing. It's in that family, if there's such a family for file cards or index cards or whatever you want to call them. I'm just trying to do it a little different. You know, you eventually have to repeat some things, but I still have a lot of things under my or in my head to do, so we're not at the point of not having any ideas. So I think you just have to take it day by day, and it really just depends on what you're working on as to what kind of inspiration you get as far as what to make and so forth. Yeah, and see, this one little piece right there. Okay, then put this on this side, and I'm just lightly, I want it to just look kind of like it has a little bit of texture by the edges sticking up. And you're like, this one's have it upside down, so maybe we should move it the other way. It would help if the words were right side up, just saying. As the second you don't have the words right side up, somebody will notice it. I'm just telling you right now. Somebody will comment, or somebody will notice your project if you do it, saying, hey, do you realize you had that upside down? Why did you put that upside down? Okay, so I'm going to kind of slide that one to the side. Now, we're not going to see all of this because we're going to take it now. We really should wait for it to dry, but I'm impatient that way. I want it to show a little bit at the top like that, and then we're just going to fold it. Okay, just like that. Now, I don't know what we'll put in here. I'm kind of just thinking, what can we put in here? Because see, like just then when I slid that down in there, it slid behind some of the music sheets. So let me put a little bit more glue on that one, so we don't have that problem in the future. Okay, we've got this one that says Noel. We've got Kisses Under the Mistletoe. I like that. Let's use that one. And then let me see what we've got as far as embellishments. You know, things that I have found that we can put. I've got a winter wishes. Got some snowmen. I don't have any mistletoe though, I don't believe. Let me look. No. But I do have this winter wishes, which is super cute. So we can picture them under a mistletoe tree. It doesn't have to be in the house under mistletoe, right? We can make it how we want. I'm trying to get my fingers under. Finally. Hope you guys can see okay. Not just scream at me. I don't know if I'll hear you, but you can scream at me if you want. Ha ha ha. I'm going to put this title on here. You know, it does have some acetate on it, and you'd probably be able to see the, I'm going to move this little card out for now. You'll be able to see the glue, but I don't care. It's not going to be enough that there's anything to worry about. My main thing is that it is down for the long haul for whoever ends up being the owner. Okay, All right, so this says Winter Wishes. So I'm thinking, okay, we need to put something that makes us think. Isn't this little swan adorable? How about we put that little swan on there? You know, swans, believe it or not, they don't hibernate or anything like that. We have a pond in our backyard, and in our prior house, the big house, we had a big pond. And I remember the very first year we were there, I worried to death about the swans because we had a winter where there was 10 days where everything was just solid ice. And power was out, and it was just awful. This has been probably 7 or 8 years ago. And my son and his wife lost power, so they came to our house. And then my daughter wasn't married at the time, so she was there. And then my niece and nephew ended up over there playing games because they were bored. And it just ended up being constant cooking for me. I cooked while they played. But we had a fountain in the middle, and that fountain kept the water from around the fountain from freezing. And the swan was up against that fountain in that circle of water that was not frozen. He wouldn't get on top of the ice and try to walk off or anything. He just stayed right there, and you wanted to say, get off. Every day I got online and I researched it, and they would tell you that, you know, he was fine. He'd be just fine. And he was. And he lived many more years. As far as I know, he was still there when we moved and sold our big house. So he, my granddaughter named him Bob when she was like 2 or 3. And come to find out, later we found out it was a male, not a female. And, I mean a female, not a male. And that was kind of fun. We all had a good laugh over that. Okay, so I'm going to put Kisses Under the Mistletoe in here. I don't want to put a whole lot inside here because I think I want to glue one side closed. I think I'm going to glue the small side closed. And the reason why is otherwise it's just going to fall open. All, you know, stuff's just going to fall out one side. So if you glue one side, it's kind of like having a tuck in your book. But anyway, Bob, everybody called the swan Bob for the longest time, and we still miss Bob. But now we have this out of the blue last year. We have a lot of geese and ducks and cranes, and we don't have swans in our pool or our pond now. But we have a lot of the big giant geese, and we have mallard ducks, and then just the little ugly ducks, and we have a white and a gray crane, and they're interesting to watch. They're giant. When they fly over your house, they're just, it's like an airplane. Anyway, they're fun to watch. But out of the blue last year, a little white, solid white duck comes landing in our pond, and he has been there ever since. He has, you know the story of the ugly duckling? Well, it's a little bit the opposite, because he's really pretty and he's big. So we wondered this year if we would have any white ducks being born, because we have like families of ducks in the fall or in the spring. Oh my goodness, end of April, 1st of May, there'll be 7 or 8 little families, and there'll be mamas taking their babies around, and it's so cute. So I thought I'd make a name tag for up there. And whoever gets it can put a little name on there. It's more fun whenever you can do it yourself. So I just cut it out of some music sheet, and I'm just going to put a little glue on here. And yeah. Anyway, so we miss Bob, and now we have Bob Jr., the duck, and he stands out like a sore thumb because he's so pretty and white, and the only white thing out there. We've had a lot of good laughs over it. Okay, so there we go. Just a little, and then we're going to put kisses under the mistletoe. Going to slide that in here, which I'm not going to do it right now while this is wet, but as soon as it dries, it will go in there. All right, got one more thing down. Let's see how much time we've got. We can make one more thing. Let's see. How about we do this? This is it's a big envelope, and it has a long flap, and you hang them over pages, or you can tuck them in pockets. And this one is not as white as I would like for it to be, so maybe we'll add some paper to the front and decorate it. And I'm going to ink it to kind of camouflage the fact that it's super tea stained. I tea stained it, and you know, like I didn't think about needing super white stuff, so I just always tea stain everything. When I get it, I'll just throw it in a big batch and tea stain it. So excuse me, that's what I did. Okay, so just when you think you've got it all inked, there's the inside. One thing that's kind of neat about this is you can do more than just decorate the pocket on this. Now, one thing I will say, make sure you can see, is whenever you tea stain envelopes, anything is glued down, you will have a gap that comes loose right there, see? So I've got to go in and glue that because I don't want to give anybody something that's not sticking down. That's the only place it ever comes loose, but yeah, so you want to think about that whenever you tea stain stuff, that you always make sure it's secure before you sell it, because you want to be fair and make sure things are in good condition when you pass them on. Okay, so I'm thinking I have used one other thing that I made. This would look cute in there, wouldn't it? Let's see. Or, see, it would be cute in there, and we could put some journaling paper on it. It makes it a little puffier, but we could decorate the front however we want. I'm thinking, how do we want to decorate the front? I've got some big lace over here, or bigger lace, I'll put it that way. We could brighten this up with some lace on the front of this. Maybe some music sheet and lace. Or we could put some pink paper on there if I've got any left. I've used a lot. I've got white paper, but I don't want to do that because that would look a little on the odd side. Here's some light pink. Now see, that will brighten it up. So what we'll do is ink around it real fast. Now down here below, we want to lay it underneath so that, and make sure you have it lined up with the top flap so we can get it as wide as possible. And then it's going to narrow as it goes down. See how it kind of narrows? We want to get a pencil and just lightly mark where we need to trim that paper to match the flap. Whoop, way to go, Paula. Just wrote on top the flap. I'm glad I'm going to cover it up. Okay, so see, you can see where and I'm just going to go just slightly inside the line. And same thing on this side. Just kind of curve it out. There we go. Okay, now we can finish inking down here. And then we will glue it down to this flap. And if it hangs over any, just don't get your glue to the very edge if you can keep from it. Let's make sure it's fitting. Pretty good. What we can do is just let it lay here and then just lift up portions of it and glue, which is what I recommend. And I recommend that because then you don't have to worry about getting glue all over the place. But you can still go ahead and go as close as you can to get the edges. And see, then this will be in its position. Probably will still have some leakage. Now I'm going to turn it around and we'll glue the rest of it. This particular envelope, or whatever you want to call it, I'm not sure. I think it's like a giant coin envelope. Has perforation under here, so if you don't want the long flap, you can have a short flap. And I got these pockets at a Tattered Dreams, Denise's shop. And she has a lot of cool stuff. If you haven't been over there, you should go check her out on Etsy. And then I'm just barely going to trim where I can see it's sticking out just a little tiny bit right there. Like anybody's going to notice but me. Whenever you have to cut off where you've inked, you usually want to go back because... And up here is where you want to make sure you got your glue. And I'm just going to go in with this little tip because it can go down in there. Lots easier than the big tip on the Fabri-Tac or the Fabric Fix. I usually just get whichever one they have, you guys. Because it's funny, I think they're the same thing, but it's whatever that they send the store when they order. There we go. That should fill it up and run it over so it stays down. Okay, now, trying to find my little towel. There it is. I'm going for a manicure this week, you guys. Don't fall over. I haven't because I've been waiting. I've been just doing it myself. And I've been waiting for me to go to Ohio, and I didn't want to have to... Well, I'm going to my retreat first. I'm going to my retreat Thursday. And then it lasts through Sunday. And then I'm going to be home for one or 2 days. Just enough time to do laundry. You know how that is. Okay, now let's see what we've got that we can put on here that would be cute. We've got snowmen. I really like this little snowman right here. And he looks like he would go nicely, doesn't he? The thing is I don't want him just floating, so we'll have to come up with something for him to... It's amazing to me how how they make stuff now when they do dimensional stuff in ways that you would never. Let's put him in the middle because I have no idea what else we're going to do with him. But I like him with the... Okay, and then I have a Winter Wonderland, or I'm trying to stick in the pink family, or as close to the pink family as I can, and that's not always easy. He's holding packages, and I was thinking maybe we'd put a tree beside him, but I don't know if these trees will fit next to him. Maybe one will. And then I'll come up with something to put underneath him and the tree. I don't know what yet. Okay. It's a small tree, but it works. Okay, and let's see. I wonder if we should try to put one on the other side of him. I've actually got a another type of pink, or let's see. That one won't fit. It's too big. How about this blue one? But the green one. Nope. The only thing about the blue one is the stocking is blue. I know, it shouldn't be that big a deal, but I am weird that way. Let me see what else I got. How about a package? We can do a package, because he does have a package in his hands. And when I shopped for items to just kind of add to little places here and there, I'm telling you, they package this stuff one way one time and another way another time. I looked for things that were as flat as possible because I knew. See, that package is not going to be small, but it's the smallest one they've got. So we'll just put a package down lower. Yeah, that'll work. And I'm going to put a couple of these little stars on here, just because I've got them, and I probably will never use them if I don't use them right now. Yeah, there we go. And so I still want to find a title, but I also want to put something under them. Yep, that's what it is. See, I knew that other piece of gold bling would come in handy somewhere. Where, I don't know, but today it's under the snowman. Now, he still looks like he's floating up, but he's not. I don't know why I tore that whole thing off, but I just did. So now we got to use it somewhere. You know what? It acts like it has no sticky on it, which is weird. So guess what? We're going to add some sticky at the bottom here. All right. That's so strange, because usually they're super sticky. Yeah, and sometimes you don't have to add anything to them. Now, I'm not worried about this being straight. That isn't my goal either. But I am going to put some more right under Frosty. If his name's Frosty, I don't know if his name's Frosty or not. But when I think of a snowman, I think of Frosty. Okay, let me trim some of that off. All right. I can cut it off without... Let's see. I guess that's straight enough. Now that will dry. Right now it's moving around, but I'm going to put on... You guys are going to laugh at me. I'm going to go ahead and use these bling because who wants to waste some good bling? But I'm putting glue on it first, and then I'm cutting. And I'm going to put one on the Christmas tree topper. Come on. Cooperate. There we go. And I have two left that have sticky on them. And why waste them, right? Well, maybe now they don't have sticky. They don't. I'm not going to use them. I was going to put them in between the stars, but I just handling them, I wiped it off. Okay, I know I had a title over here I wanted to use. Let me look. Got to find it again. Where did you go, title? And hopefully it's, well, it's white and pink, so it'll have to work because it's the only one I have left as far as titles with this particular color scheme. Now, I'm going to put stuff on the words because I don't want it to come off. Might be able to see it a little bit when it dries. I'm just going to put it, let's put it in the middle. It looks better. Now, we'll have to set this to the side to dry, but in the meantime, we're going to make the little pocket that's inside. See how brown that looks? We'll have to do something with that. We're going to pull this little pocket out. Now, we've made these little pockets before, but I like to make them because I'm looking for my tea stain paper while we're talking. I like for them to have little places that they can journal, and all of my scrap tea stain paper is pretty dark. So let's see, maybe we can use some of this. Let's see how many of these we can cut out. Anyway, I like for them to be, I like for them to have paper that they can do secret journaling. If you want to call it secret journaling, that's what I'm calling it, secret journaling. Now, I'm guessing at this size, but I never ever put the same size in inside these. I kind of put random sizes. Like, I'll turn this one up here like this and kind of slide it over. And then I'll do it again. And this one might be bigger, or it might not be bigger. And it's okay. I wish they made this, we used to call it Little Chief paper, but now they just call it, I don't know what they call it. Elementary primer paper, I don't know. But I wish they made it a little heavier because, I don't know, I've put it in a few books, but I'm not crazy about the fact that it's so thin, you know. Especially after you tea stain it, and if you put it in there before you tea stain it, usually it's so hard to ink that you're ready to pull your hair out by the time you get around to getting it inked up. Okay, so yes, these are all ziggy-zaggy. but that's okay. I'm going to do like this. And I'm going to take a piece of paper. If I can find a piece that's the right color. And I'm going to cover the top of this and fold it over. Now, you could cut it apart first and do it, or you can just do it on here and then take your, of course it's not perfectly straight because this is just a little random thing. Then you get your tiny attacher, which is underneath a bunch of stuff that's gonna fall. Excuse me while I grab it. I went to a scrapbook garage sale yesterday, guys. That always gets me in trouble. So I'm stapling it 3 times. And let's see. It's lots bigger than I want. So I'm going to trim it down. You can either take the back of this off or leave it on. It's up to you. And I'm just doing it kind of like a little tablet. And then I'll ink it once I know I have it the right size. No, it goes like this actually. And see, I have it folded right there. I'm going to trim the bottom just a tiny bit more so I don't have it pushing up there. Now we'll ink. And what I'll end up doing with this is I will glue it down to this little pad. Okay, let's see. I just said it was one way and then I had to stop and think. But I'm only going to glue it on the top. So if they want to right underneath that flap, they can. Okay, let me move this thing. This is going to have to be the last thing, guys. I'm going to try to do one more video on my phone if I have room, because my husband will be home tonight and he's supposed to upload them for me. I haven't, this is terrible. I haven't even learned how to do that yet, you guys. And I need to, like he had to go out of town, so I had to have one day of missing videos. I've been recording them though, so we don't get behind. But, yeah, frustrating, needless to say. I wish I could get way ahead so you guys never had to go without a video. Okay, so this is that same little contraption we did before. And, so, except I'm not going to close it with anything. I'm going to use a paper clip because this is going to be down in a pocket. This little pocket, actually. So, we'll slide it down in there and it'll be right here on a clip. And so, when they open this up, if I can get the clip to go down, I say it's going to be on a clip. I may not be telling the truth. Let's see. If I can just make it a little bigger, I think it'll be all right. There we go. Well, no, that didn't work. We'll just put it in there. They'll know it's there. They'll be able to feel it. But the only thing I don't like is that this is not white. So I'm going to lightly cover it with some pink ink, just to kind of take the stark brown tea stain off of the paper. Now, I'm not trying to make this perfect because I need to take this book out because it's still wet. I'm not trying to make it perfect because it's not going to be, because there's tea stains on it. But it does kind of distract your eye away from the tea stains. So guys, my husband and I are having our 46th wedding anniversary tomorrow. And of course, we're not planning anything because he had to go to Cleveland to get my daughter and swap out Daddy for Mama. Anyway, so we're having our 46th wedding anniversary tomorrow. And he asked me if I wanted something, and I said yes. I want the tonic Tim Holtz media workspace. So I was supposed to order it. We order our own gifts around here. We don't do things like you're supposed to do them. That would be too easy. No, it's so funny because we'll go, okay, what do you want for anniversary? What do you want for your birthday, or whatever it is? And we always try to surprise a little bit at Christmas, but pretty much he knows he can't buy for me, and I can buy for him, and he's usually okay with whatever I buy. But it's the total opposite. I mean, oh my goodness, if I could tell you a few things I've gotten over the years. But, so we just kind of came to the conclusion early in our marriage that we just tell each other what we want. And that way it saves standing in lines, right? That's what I say anyway. All right, so we accomplished a couple of things. And I worked this weekend also on a challenge, an envelope challenge over on the, I think it's the Foxy Crafters channel. And it's an open group, but you have to like request to be on there. But anyway, I'll show you real quick what I haven't entered it yet, but you know how I like to doodle. So, and it had to be with florals. So you could have done any kind of floral you wanted. Give me your opinion and let me know what you think. That's the front, and you know how I always have to doodle. I did my doodling around the outside. I drew all these, and I drew this box. And then the back, I just kind of did on the flap. Nothing fancy. I mean, now when I stamped in the background. So, it's not bad, huh? If you want to be involved in that, you can go over to that site on Facebook. It's the Foxy Crafters is what it's called, I believe. I'm pretty new to it, so anyway, but Tracie Fox and Michelle are the two that kind of administer that, and so yeah, it's still happening until Monday, so you need to join us. I'm going to put mine up either tonight or tomorrow, but probably tonight. All right, guys, I gotta go. It's more than an hour. We've been naughty. I've been running my mouth too much. All right, guys, I will see you hopefully tomorrow with a completed Christmas book, maybe. I don't know. It may be the next day, but I'll try to come back tomorrow and we'll do something. I have something I'm kind of wanting to show you guys, so I'll talk to you tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed today's video, give me a thumbs up. Bye, guys.